Today our topic is what the Stoics taught about time management. The Stoics were ancient philosophers who lived thousands of years ago, but their ideas about life, time, and how to use it wisely are still very useful today. They believed that time is one of the most valuable things we have, maybe even more valuable than money or possessions. Why? Because time is the one thing we can never get back. Once a moment is gone, it's gone forever. The Stoics taught that managing your time well is not just about being productive or getting things done. It's about living a good life, a life of meaning and purpose. Let's explore what they said and how we can use their wisdom in our own lives. First, let's talk about how the Stoics saw time. They believed that time is neutral. It doesn't care about you, and it doesn't wait for you. Every day, you are given 24 hours, and it's up to you to decide how to use them. The Stoics would say that wasting time is one of the worst things you can do. Why? Because when you waste time, you are wasting your life. The Roman philosopher Seneca wrote a famous letter called On the Shortness of Life, where he said that most people don't realize how short life really is. We think we have all the time in the world, but the truth is, life is short, and it can end at any moment. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." He believed that people often spend their time on things that don't matter, like chasing fame, money, or pleasure instead of focusing on what truly matters, like becoming a better person, helping others, and living with purpose. So, what does this mean for us? It means we need to be careful about how we spend our time. The Stoics would tell us to ask ourselves, is this the best use of my time right now? If the answer is no, then we should stop doing it and focus on something more important. This doesn't mean we should never relax or have fun. Stoicism is not about being a robot or working all the time. It's about balance. The Stoics believed in enjoying life, but they also believed in being mindful of how we spend our time. They would say that even when you're relaxing, you should do it with intention. Don't just mindlessly scroll through your phone or watch TV for hours. Use your free time to recharge, to connect with others, or to learn something new. Another important idea from the Stoics is that we should focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. This is especially important when it comes to time management. There are some things we can't control, like traffic, bad weather, or other people's actions, but we can control how we respond to these things. The Stoics would say that instead of getting upset or frustrated when things don't go as planned, we should focus on what we can do with the time we have. For example, if you're stuck in traffic, instead of getting angry, you could use that time to listen to an audiobook or think about your goals for the day. The Stoics believe that every moment is an opportunity to practice virtue, be patient, kind, or courageous, even in difficult situations. The Stoics also taught us to be mindful of the present moment. They believed that the past is gone and the future is uncertain, so the only time we truly have is the present. This doesn't mean we should ignore the past or the future. It's important to learn from the past and plan for the future, but we shouldn't get stuck in them. The Stoics would say that worrying about the future or regretting the past is a waste of time. Instead, we should focus on what we can do right now, in this moment. This is called living in the present, and it's one of the key ideas in Stoicism. By focusing on the present, we can make the most of our time and live more fully. Another Stoic idea about time management is to set clear priorities. The Stoics believe that not all tasks are equally important, and we should focus on the ones that matter most. They would say that we should ask ourselves, what is the most important thing I can do today? And then do that first. This is similar to what modern productivity experts call eating the frog, doing the hardest or most important task first, so you don't procrastinate. The Stoics would also remind us that some tasks may seem urgent, but they're not really important. For example, checking emails or social media might feel urgent, but it's often not the best use of our time. The Stoics would advise us to focus on tasks that align with our values and goals, and let go of the rest. The Stoics also believed in the importance of reflection. They thought that at the end of each day, we should take a few minutes to think about how we spent our time. Did we use our time wisely? Did we focus on what truly matters? Did we act with virtue and integrity? This practice, called evening reflection, helps us learn from our mistakes and make better choices in the future. It's a way of holding ourselves accountable and making sure we're living in line with our values. The Stoics would say that this kind of reflection is not just about time management, it's about life management. It's about making sure that we're living a life that we can be proud of. One of the most powerful Stoic ideas about time is the concept of Memento Mori, which means remember that you will die. This might sound dark or scary, but the Stoics saw it as a reminder to live fully and appreciate every moment. They believed that thinking about death can help us focus on what really matters and stop wasting time on trivial things. When we remember that our time is limited, we are more likely to use it wisely. We are more likely to spend time with loved ones, pursue our passions, and do things that bring us joy and fulfillment. The Stoics would say that death is not something to fear, it's something to remind us to live. Finally, the Stoics would tell us to be flexible and adaptable when it comes to time management. Life is unpredictable, and things don't always go as planned. The Stoics believed that we should be ready to adjust our plans and make the best of whatever situation we're in. They called this Amor Fati, which means love of fate. It's about accepting whatever happens and finding a way to make the most of it. For example, if you had a busy day planned but suddenly get sick, instead of being frustrated, you could use the time to rest, read, or reflect. The Stoics would say that even in difficult situations, there is always something good we can do with our time. In conclusion, the Stoics taught us that time is precious and that we should use it wisely. They believed in focusing on the present, setting clear priorities, and reflecting on how we spend our time. They reminded us to focus on what we can control, to be flexible, and to remember that our time is limited. These ideas are not just about being more productive, they're about living a good life, a life of meaning and purpose. So, the next time you find yourself wasting time or feeling stressed about how much you have to do, remember the wisdom of the Stoics. Ask yourself, is this the best use of my time? And what truly matters to me? By following their advice, we can make the most of our time and live a life that we can be proud of.